Hey, I was just going to go out for the day, but before I do, I decided I was going to do a book review, I guess, on one of my favorite books of all time. Like, it's really hard to categorize books, too, because they're all super different, but this is probably just the most beautiful book that I've ever read. And this is Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell, and a lot of people don't seem to know about it. So I always spend all my time just, like, forcing my friends to read it and be just like, read Cloud Atlas. And it's kind of like tough to get into at the very beginning because it's kind of slow, but it's just an amazing book, and if you stick with it, you'll just love it. It's a bunch of smaller stories, I guess, that kind of all like meet together. Like, it's kind of like a Matryoshka doll, but the one in the middle is the biggest, and you start with just a small half on the outside. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but yeah, like, the first story is the journal of this guy in the 1700s who's a colonizer visiting New Zealand, and it goes on to, like, these letters in the 30s from this disinherited composer who mentions this journal because he's reading it, and those are mentioned later in this hard-boiled crime novel about this female journalist from the 70s who, like, discovers this political intrigue. And the stories just, they all meet up in the end, I suppose, like, and the ending is just, it's really whole, even though it seems so different, like, and there's this one bit in the middle, which is the complete story, I guess. It's written in, like, hillbilly talk, so it's kind of asked to read, but it's, like, if you, like, just get through the first page and, like, kind of figure out what everyone says, it's really beautiful. It's a great story. Like, all of these are, like, just beautiful individual stories. And they're all written in just such different styles. Like, you feel like they could have been by different authors, but they're not. And then they all just, like, even though they're so different, they all, like, make sense together. And this book doesn't seem to have won, like, any awards. Like, a lot of people have written, like, amazing reviews on it, but there's, like, no awards, which is weird, because this is just the most beautiful book that I've ever read. But if you're looking for something to read, just give it a try. Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell.